Hey, what's up everybody? So just thought real quick today I'd take a quick moment to walk around the layout. I've been doing a little bit of scenery and ballasting over the last week or so and kind of do a quick vlog update of kind of where we are with stuff. I know I've done some videos on some trains and stuff that are new to the collection, but haven't really shown too much about what I've been doing in the layout. So let's take a quick walk around and see what we have going. So overall, the layout's a little bit of a mess. I got a lot of scenery supplies, as you can see, sort of all scattered about. But we'll start here in this corner. This is a little scene that I created, just sort of this random siding track that came off my two spurs that really didn't have a use for it too much. Maybe I could park a small switch or something here, but this here was a fast track work gang accessory that I had bought a couple of years ago. And I thought it was really cool because of the motion. I'll turn it on here for you and you'll see. So you have a few guys here that appear to be working on the rails and digging and stuff like that. So I thought that was really neat, kind of bring a little life to the layout when we're done, and also kind of utilizes this sort of area here that doesn't really see a lot of action. I'm going to be building a mountain over this area here, so this will kind of be on the side and give it a little bit of character. But essentially I just sort of butted up here, and yeah, there's a few gaps and stuff, but you know, for what it is, I thought it was pretty neat. But just added some ballast here, kind of glued it around the area to make that fast track section look a little more realistic. And overall, I'm pretty happy. I think it turned out pretty good. Other than that, we'll follow the spur line down here a little bit and basically have all of this area now ballasted. And for the most part, I think I'm detailed per se. Got a little bit of grass here and whatnot. And I've kind of was going along with a sort of a theme that maybe this here was a sort of a road section maybe where a vehicle would drive down and inspect the trains. And with that, you can see I have one of the Atlas Ford trucks here that's kind of hanging out beside the hopper. So just give it a little scene action going on, and then just sort of ended it down here with a bit of grass and some bushes, kind of the end of the line detail, and kind of put this little gravel mound here, sort of act as a stop, right? Don't want any trucks driving off the end of the cliff here. So of course you guys saw the tipple in the last vlog update, so I'll have that in action for you guys in a video coming up soon. We'll play around and dump some of these cars. But signal here, not sure if that's gonna be the final location. It's just kind of there now to see how I like it. But the two outer loops are fully ballasted, so I'm happy with that so far. We have a couple of buildings here that sort of, again, temporarily placed. I think that is definitely going to be kind of the little town area that we'll have going on. Thinking about maybe on this little spur track here, we'll have a little crane, maybe a little scrap yard or something there. So that's still work in progress. Put a little side track accessory here, a little control box. Thought that was neat. So this is also a little bit of scenery I've worked on this weekend. Kind of the area between these two tracks here, starting to play around a little bit. So we got a little bit of log debris, a couple little bushes and tree limbs and stuff like that. So I think that's come out pretty good. Again, just kind of like a little tree, a little bush going on there. So this tower is going to live here. As you can see, I've ballasted around that, so pretty happy. So one thing I'm playing around with is forming this sort of wastewater runoff retention pond that's going to be here sort of at our round table locomotive industrial site. So I've sort of just created a randomness here. I think it'll be on the bottom, sort of this black and gray, and use some of the light color, kind of sandish here on the side. So hopefully with the murky water kit that I bought, it will turn out looking somewhat realistic. And I'm going for kind of like a large stone sort of bank area here. So I'm kind of in the process of forming that. Hopefully that'll also give it a little bit of kind of a realistic industrial kind of runoff area as well. So let me show you real quick kind of how I made this stone, which was pretty easy. So as far as making that stone, basically just went out to my backyard where I have some of this gravel, kind of the larger blue grayish stones, and just basically put it here in my vise. Got this bag here that kind of contains it. And I just started crunching some up. Simple as that. Till I got it down roughly to about the size that I thought it looked a bit right. So of course this one here was a bit of a larger stone, so I got some larger chunks, but some of the smaller stuff kind of just got it in here and kind of just looks like a large kind of boulder that I've seen around sides of, you know, industrial areas and stuff like that. So, you know, just kind of crunching up as I go until I'm happy with it. So here's the retention pond with the granite blocks all the way around, sort of those larger boulders. So I think it looks somewhat realistic that you would see in an area that would have one like this. So I'm gonna get the water mixed up. I'll share it with you guys next time. It's gonna be the first time I use this stuff, so hopefully it turns out okay. So leading up into the round table, I've sort of swapped the ballast to something a little finer. Thought I'd give it a little bit of depth, so just everything wasn't completely the same. I've also kind of put these woodland scenic steel plates leading up to the round table. Something a little bit different again. Just start adding a few different elements. So around this area I've used sort of this effect of building up a few pieces of this road bed. Start kind of giving a little bit of depth to the layout. Once I start covering this up with different grasses and gravel, give a few little inconsistencies throughout for the terrain and hopefully make it a little more realistic than just this generic flat board that I have here. So this is another lion nail fast track accessory that I had picked up a while back, and I'll turn it on here for you. So this is going to kind of be here almost as they were working on disassembling this locomotive. So of course I still have to complete the scenery around it, but again, add a little action to the layout. I think it's kind of a fun accessory. Guys sitting here doing some plasma cutting. Got the parts being picked off. That's it for this update. I know we have a bit of a mess. Next time, hopefully we'll have some of this done, cleaned up, and a lot more scenery to show you. Thanks for watching as always. See you next time. Bye-bye.